Here's a topic that's been on my mind for a while, but I just haven't been able to get the video out right. I've either been running late on it, or I've been accidentally deleting the recording, or making other mistakes that forced me to start over. So hopefully we'll get this one out pretty well, since I've had some time to gather my thoughts and condense what I wanted to say in a way that sounds fairly decently. This is partially inspired by all the drama around I love Kim Possible a lot, and the fact that she hasn't done any videos since her apology video. And here's sort of the cut to the point facts about what I want to say in as few words as possible. One, you don't need a team to produce a video. Everything that goes into a video can be done completely by yourself. Working with other people can be very complicated and something of a lengthy process that takes time, and you can't always guarantee you'll find other people to help you in the first place. There are certain things that you absolutely need other people for, like helping you with a skill you don't possess, or perhaps doing a voice that your voice isn't adequate for providing on your own. Although you don't even need other people's voices to tell a story. When it comes to gathering music, a lot of music on the internet is original music that was created by the YouTube channel owner. But just because a person uploads a song doesn't mean that they own the rights to it. A lot of people upload songs from albums and bands and other artists that the YouTube channel itself doesn't own. So always check the descriptions or private message or email the channel owner to find out if you can truly use this song. And even then, you're a lot safer using a song that is an original song than using a song that could potentially be copyrighted. Even old songs that are technically public domain can still be owned by whoever did the cover. So always check with the channel and the channel owner to see if you have the rights to use the song, and always know that original songs are safer to use than songs that already exist on someone else's album. It can even apply for songs that you didn't know already existed and aren't really original. When it comes to things like artwork, animation, and special effects, these are all things you can do yourself. Even voice acting you can do yourself without help from anybody else. But when it comes to quality, that's where the issue is. Sure, anyone can draw, anyone can animate, and anyone can talk, but only special talented people can do these things with any amount of quality. Now, because of how copyright issues work and a whole bunch of terms of service that are on websites that you probably don't read, a lot of artwork on the internet is owned by the website, not by the artist. Therefore, a lot of stuff that gets uploaded to the internet is actually public domain and not actually owned by any one particular artist, and can legally be used by anybody, with no credit whatsoever going to the original artist. But that being said, this isn't always the case. There's also a lot of work out there which is so public domain that it's become an internet meme, and it can be cycled around the internet and used by everybody without crediting anybody. But when it comes to a huge bulk of the artwork that's out there, whether it's public domain or not, whether it's owned or not, whether it's copyrighted or not, it's still a good idea to play it safe and ask the artist permission to use the artwork. It doesn't matter if it's something simple or something complicated, it was still made by someone and they still deserve credit and will still ask for credit and will still expect credit. If possible, try to contact these people through email, private messages, or other social media to get permission to use their artwork. If not possible, provide a link to their channel and hope for the best. Now a note for artists themselves. When you're making artwork for somebody else, get it done on time. Content providers want all of their projects done on time, and the closer they get to their deadlines, the more frustrated and short-tempered they're going to be with you, the artist. People aren't being harsh or cruel or unfair or mean when they try to push you to get things done sooner, or when they yell at you about why it hasn't been done yet. People have time limits and schedules, and they want things done on time. That's how it works in the real world, and that's how it works on YouTube as well. Timetables and schedules and things of that nature are more important than whatever your needs happen to be. This is the content creator's idea, and you're only one small piece of a much bigger puzzle. All sorts of talents have to come together to produce a finished project, and you're just one of many, many people who will be used on this project. And you're very replaceable. So make sure that when you're doing the work, that you're doing it to get your name out there and get recognized. If you, the artist, really wants all of the credit and fame and attention, you should try doing something where you have more control over what story gets told and what you do with your work, like being in comic strips or comic books. In those situations, the artist gets a lot more of the spotlight. In something like animation or live action, you're just one of thousands of people who work on the overall project, and your name's barely remembered by the audience. And when you are the person creating the project, you also want to remember to thank those who did all of the hard work and make sure that their names are definitely included in either the description or the credits or both. You don't want to try taking credit for things that you didn't do, and you don't want to put too much pressure on people to finish things on a schedule they can't handle. You don't want to go in with unrealistic expectations. Give people a little room to breathe and feel comfortable working for you, but also don't slack off on reminding them to get the job done, assuming that they're going to finish the job without a reminder. When you do remind people, remind them in the most polite way possible. Working on a collaborative project needs everybody to communicate with each other openly and be fair and kind and even-tempered with each other. It needs you to give each other plenty of time to get the job done. It needs you to get the job done in the time that you promised to get it done in, and it needs you to give credit. If that is all too much work for you, then perhaps you are better off doing it all by yourself. After all, there's nothing that a team of people can do that a single person can't do all on their own. The only thing the team does is the team takes the stress off of the individual and increases the quality of the finished project. An individual person can have just as amazing a product as a team of people if they're willing to cut a few corners and allow a few little details to slide by with less perfection. I guess what it all sums up as is have realistic expectations and show people a bit of tolerance and kindness, while on the other end remaining humble and not crying every time somebody cracks the whip a little bit. Make sure that you get things done on schedule and don't do anything to upset people or make them nervous. If you treat your boss with respect, your boss will treat you with respect. And if you're a boss and you treat your employees with respect, they'll treat you with respect. Respect has to come from both ends of the relationship, or else everything's just not going to work. And since the internet exists, it only takes one mistake to ruin your reputation in the entire community forever. Once your mistakes are public, everybody will spread the bad rumors and you'll never work in this town again. So you gotta absolutely make sure that nothing bad is ever said about you, or else people will hear bad things about you, and people you've never met won't want to work with you either. That's about all of the thoughts I have for right now. Thank you for listening, and good night.